What's up, my crypto legends? In this episode, we are going through the price of Bitcoin on the higher time frames to explain what could we expect in the next coming hours and couple of days. We're going to talk about that beautiful short position from $26,400. We were waiting for this possible scenario in the Legends trading community. I'll be going through this beautiful shorting scenario that obviously was taken with the rest of the legends, profiting from that market, okay, taking profits, protecting position. Now, what is next? Is the price of Bitcoin going to manage to go above again the $26,400, $500 range? And what can we expect inside of this zone? Is there any resistance? Can the price reject? Well, this is going to be explained in today's episode, guys. Remember, we do have some news, CPI data in the next coming hours, and also is FTX going to dump all of these cryptos, billions of dollars, dumping the price of a lot of the assets, or is it just a bunch of FUD and the market is going to pump? I'll give you my view on this, guys. Make sure to stay tuned. Hi there, Andy here. Welcome back to another episode of Bitcoinsensus. Let's dive in, guys. Before we go through the higher timeframes and the possible scenarios, let's just talk about what happened in between yesterday and today. Zooming in into this lovely price action right over here, getting this huge, massive wick above a major important level, which was the highs here created on the 8th of September, and getting that beautiful swing failure pattern rejection here that was very much anticipated in a video update here on the Legends trading community. This was a possible setup that we talked about, getting that rejection to come back down to the lows at 26k here and playing out absolutely beautifully here. We're sharing in the money shots that obviously I locked already some of those profits at that 26k region, guys. This trade was obviously on Bybit. If you want to trade in one of the best exchanges, Bybit does have a great bonus, $30,000 worth of bonus to pay fees and losses, guys. Absolutely great bonus to claim on Bybit with a link down below in the description. This is where I place most of my trades. You've got Bitflex, of course, as well. No KYC required. $10 with a bonus if you deposit $100 and place a trade, guys. You've got a video tutorial down below in the description. Let's go dive in straight away, guys, with the current price action. Beautiful short scenario. This dropped over $400 from that trigger moment, which is $26,400, going all the way down to $25,800, over a $600 drop. So some people did miss out on the long opportunity right there, but it doesn't matter. We are jumping onto some other trade setups just a day after, right? Having that beautiful $400, $500 drop. So what is next? Okay, we talked about yesterday's trade. I don't care. Let's take a look at what could happen next. Most importantly, right, we want to get ready for the next possible setup. Are we going to start rolling down from this zone? Let's leave it as it. There's definitely a possibility. Today is going to be a little bit complicated because we do have this FTX, okay, possibly dumping $3.4 billion worth of different cryptocurrencies, including Solana, Bitcoin, Ethereum, right? Is this just FUD and nothing's going to happen? Or is it going to actually drop the market? Well, we cannot, we just need to be a little bit cautious today. Anything can happen. We also got the CPI data coming out, all right? And inflation is expected to be slightly higher than previous month. So that is going to definitely bring a little bit of volatility in the market. And the best thing that we can do as traders is be very defensive once this news comes out, because that volatility can go up, can go down, and can go, do something like this. And of course, if you're exposed to any trade setups, you want to stay defensive, okay? That is the best suggestion that I could give. No financial advice, of course, like always, but we need to stay defensive when we have these days of possible news events, all right, such as the FTX, dumping, over $3.4 billion, all right, worth of crypto. We got the news here, CPI data, that usually brings in volatility. So we just want to stay defensive. However, once that storm happens, once that volatility happens, what are the levels that we are paying attention here? Now, obviously, the value area high from this trading zone of the last 3 weeks, all right, was right over here at $26,500 area. And this is why this was a beautiful shorting opportunity. We were very much aware of the price failing to move higher from this pivot point. So beautiful short, dropped over $500. Great to take some profits and be defensive. What is next? We are currently round about the point of control of this entire range of the last 3 weeks, getting beneath it, above it. So, is it maintaining as support or is it resistance? Well, it's very hard to decide. What we do know is that we are in the middle here of this trading range and the price could go up and down, meaning that I am not trading at this zone because I don't know what is going to happen. So what are the levels of interest here? What should I look next? What is my next trading plan? Well, we're looking here, if we do go to the previous day high, which was that swing failure pattern from this high rejection, okay, that failed breakout from this zone. If we do manage to hit that level and of course reject again, it is definitely a possibility for that kind of double top scenario, another swing failure pattern, and then start correcting down aggressively, at least to the point of control or even to the value area low of this trading zone. So that would be a drop of over $800, right? So that's definitely a trade that you would want to be into. So that's a level that I'm looking at here with the Legends community. Obviously, if you want those short-term updates, guys, just like the trade setup from yesterday, okay, we are eyeing very carefully what we are looking for. It's not the same as looking at on YouTube because here I provide information every single day for those possible setups, going in detail on what we are looking for here to take that decision, okay? Super important. If you want those daily updates, okay, looking at the levels internally, you want to join the Legends community, you have the link down below in the description. You will not regret the information that you're going to get with the Discord, guys. So diving in here again, okay, on the higher time frames, that is one possible scenario. Break above this zone and fail to do so. What if we do not reject from this level and the price starts to continue here to the upside? What is the strongest resistance zone here? If you did not manage to get into this short and take some profits, if you're pumping up here again, what are we looking for? Is this going to be a massive move? Where is the price going to stop? That is what you want to analyze. Where is it going to stop potentially? We don't know if it's going to stop for certain. There might be a huge amount of volume, and a white swan event, and we're going to pump to 28K, right? Very unlikely, but we don't know exactly, what could happen. So this is why we're getting ready those levels to see the reaction. Are we going to manage to reject from a level? Now, an interesting level spike here that we do have is at $26,800. This was a spike here on the 23rd of August where we failed to maintain it as support on this massive hype pump because of grayscale, and then obviously the ETF not being approved and being denied, basically postponed, on the 31st of August. So that was kind of bad news, and then we came straight back down. So it was basically a failed auction right there, failed breakout from this high. Can this high be a resistance zone? Can we actually, can this provide resistance? And I'm going to say, of course it can. The 26,800 range, we could have multiple attempts in trying to move higher. And that is such a crucial zone here, not only because it's this high right there, is because the 618 Fibonacci from the pivot high of this zone here that we've had for the last 3 weeks, pivot high to the pivot low, we can see that 618 Fibonacci is also at the $26,800 range. So very disturbing zone here where we can actually kind of back test that high of the failed auction and create some kind of a reaction here at this zone. The reaction here hitting this zone will be a great shorting opportunity. Of course, I'm not shorting on the first attempt here because this might blast through. There's no limit orders to be put here. I want to see the price rejecting on the lower time frames, such as the 3-minute, the 5-minute, getting a hit and actually rejecting from the zone. And I would be expecting a few $100 of a drop, at least to the previous day high or the value area high of this trading zone, right? Which would be a kind of a take profit zone. I need this high to be created to place my stop loss, because if the high is not created and a rejection is created, that is how I am managing my risk on my trades. I need the rejection. I am not shorting the pump. I am shorting the rejection. Okay, very important, guys, as trader, that you need to know this. What happens if we blast through this level, Andy? And this is just going to start pumping to 27.2k. There is a naked point of control at 27.2k. Basically, not much of a level on its own. Here, this is from this consolidation that we had in between the 30th of August and the 31st of August. There is a naked point of control right there at the zone. I think that's not going to provide much resistance. I think, we're probably not even going to hit that level. I think we're probably going to reject from this zone. But if we start breaking through here, guys, I don't think we're going to get much rejection. There's not many levels here above us. So, I would be aiming for the 7-8 Fibonacci, which is just slightly above this naked point of control. So you could create a massive kind of liquidation event and then start moving down here. Not much levels. I think if the price does get above successfully the 26,800, 900 range, I think there is a chance here of actually, going to much higher levels. Naked point of control here. The only way we could, spot a possible shorting scenario in a nutshell, guys, is hitting the level on the first rejection. I would not be interested in shorting, but if we do consolidate and then get another attempt to get above naked point of control and the 7-8 Fibonacci, creating that double top scenario, failing to break out, that would be the short trigger for me. And then I would be obviously looking for much lower levels. I'm still leaning on the side that lower prices is likely and that we're not going to go to $28,000. We should be facing some important resistance in between $26,800 and $27,000 range, okay, where we should be rejecting from this zone. That is if we are not rejecting already from the high here that we did create yesterday at $26,570. So leaning still bearish. If we have another attempt, I will be only looking for shorts, okay, with very good risk management at some potential levels like I mentioned today, guys. Looking at those rejection, back test of this level, 618, I will be paying close attention with very good risk management to see if we can get into a possible short. That is if we do rise up there. Not much more. If we start breaking down, of course, value area low, is it going to maintain as support here from this trading range over the last 3 weeks? In my personal opinion, if we could get a little bit of a reaction here, get a bit of a bounce, I would only attempt a long position, not on the first touch. If we do create that double bottom, get into the second bottom as we recover, that would be the only scenario to come here to the point of control of the range and aiming for the VWAP personally, okay? That would be kind of the take profit zone if we were to get the bounce here, the move down and the bounce with the double bottom. It's just a couple of $100, $200-300 possible scalp day trade that I would be interested in. Would be very, very cautious as I am very aware of the overall context is looking bearish, and I am looking for that $24,800, which is the June lows, all right, that hasn't been tested on the spot exchanges. This low hasn't been tested on a lot of the spot exchanges, and I am looking for that low to be claimed at some point, with whether we do get the bounce or not. Now from here, this is a disturbing zone that hasn't been hit yet on a lot of the exchanges and has to be hit, guys. So I'm only leaning slightly bearish. If we do get some pumps to some levels, I will be looking for shorts with very good risk management. That is basically the update here, guys, today. Thank you very much, and I will see you in the next one.